Good morning. Please take out your yellow packet and purple packets, please. Today you're going to be taking notes, so turn to page, I don't know what page it is. I think it's the last page in your notes. Turn to day 5, it's called. It's the very last section of your notes in your yellow packets. You're going to be watching the video. Please take notes as you watch the video. And then as we get done, you will be working on your last assignment in your packet. When we come back on Monday, I will make sure we review everything, okay? So looking at your notes, today our goal is to create data sets. So you want to be able to use what you know about mean, median, mode, range, all of those definitions to be able to create data sets given different values. So our first example says we want to create a data set with 4 values, a minimum of 18, a maximum of 24. So with our first thing, we know the minimum is 18, so that will be, we want to put them in smallest to biggest. So the minimum would be the first value here at 18. The max would be 24. So they told us 4 values, a min of 18, a max of 24. So what that means is I get to pick these last 2 values because as long as I meet the requirement of having 18 as my smallest and 24 as my biggest, I can pick any numbers I want for the middle. So I'm going to put 19 and 20 because those fall between 18 and 24. So you're going to notice with a lot of these problems there might not be an exact right answer for some of them. There might be multiple correct answers. So go ahead and write that example down, and off to the side here, just make a note that there might be multiple correct answers. Some of them will have an exact answer. Some will have multiple correct answers. Oops, I spelled that wrong. There we go. All right, so next one says we have 3 values only. The max is 20 and the median is 14. So maximum goes at the end, it's 20. The median means the middle. Well, when I have 3 values, the middle is right here. That's our median. So that's going to be 14. And again, we could pick any number we want that's smaller than 14. It has to be smaller than 14 though, because it has to be our minimum. So I'm going to pick 10. All right, so those first 2 examples are examples where you get to have some freedom in picking. These next 2 examples, I'm going to show you the first one. These ones have an exact right answer because it's about following a pattern. So I gave you 4 numbers. This x doesn't necessarily need to be the maximum. I just wrote them all out like this. So what you want to do, we want to find a value of x that makes the median 30. So when I have 4 values, the median is going to fall in between those. So we want the median to be 30. So looking at my 4 values, I know the smallest number out of all of these is 25. And I notice the biggest number out of all of them is 40. So I'm going to place those in my minimum and my maximum slot. Then I've already placed my median down here, so it's going to be between these. It's 30, so 28 is the last number I have. 28 is smaller than 30, so it's going to go on the left-hand side here. So we need to match a number over here that's going to make the median be 30, so that means it has to be the middle. So you want to make a pattern. So to go from 28 to 30, I add 2. So in order for it to match on this side, I need to go up by 2 more. So 30 plus 2 makes this be 32. Because remember, when I have a median in the middle, I have to add my 2 numbers and divide by 2. That should give me 30, so I get 60 divide 2, which gives me a middle of 30. So by matching the same on both sides, you're going to guarantee that you get the right answer. So this first one we want to meet, or this next one I want you to try on your own. Just before you get started, make sure you place that line in the middle for your median and write 22. So go ahead and pause it and see if you can come up with where the numbers go. So first step, take your smallest number, which is 16, and put it at the beginning. The second step, take your biggest number, put it at the end. That's your max. And then look at your middle here and see, is the last number I have bigger or smaller? 20 is smaller than 22, so I'm going to put 20 here. Then I look for a pattern here. To go from 20 to 22, I go up 2. So then I have to recreate that pattern here. 22 plus 2 then gives me 24. And you can kind of check by saying, oh, 22 is right between those 2 numbers. So I got the right answer. So on your side column here, we want to write out make a pattern. So plus 2 on one side, then plus 2 on the other. All right, now these last two really kind of work with the 5-number summary that we've been working on. So remember the 5-number summary is your min, your Q1, your median, your Q3, and your max. So we're going to look at our numbers here. This is the 5-number summary. So I'm going to count how many there are. There are 11. So I'm going to just find where the median would be first. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. So this is where my median is going to be. That's my median. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to find Q1. So we're going to just look at this half. So 1, 1, 2, 2. This is where my Q1 would be. We'll do the same thing for Q3. 1, 1, 2, 2. This is where my Q3 would be. Okay? And then this would be where my minimum is. And this would be where my max is. All right, so my minimum is this number here, 4. My maximum is 15. My median is the middle number right here, so my median is 9. My Q1 is right here in between, is 7. And my Q3 is right here at 12. Okay, now this is another example where you're going to have multiple correct answers here, so don't be worried if you don't think you got the right answer. Let's see, we're going to pick orange, we haven't used yet. So I just have to pick a number between 4 and 7 here to be able to be right. So I'm going to pick 5. I have to pick a number between 7 and 8, or 7 and 9 here. Well, the only number is 8. Between 9 and 12, I have to pick some numbers, so I'm going to pick 10 and 11. And then between 12 and 15, I have to pick one, so I'm going to pick 13. So all those orange numbers are numbers that I picked. The only reason that I picked them is they have to be between the two numbers it's listed, okay? So why don't you try the next one on your own and just see what you can place down. If all you can place is the median, go ahead and do that. If all you can place is the mode, go ahead and do that. And if you don't know where to start, then at least start labeling. This would be our min. This would be our max. All right, let's see what you got. Even if you didn't do very much, you could still do something. So if this is the middle, that would for sure be our median. So if you placed your median down, it should have been 10 right in the middle. The next one I'm going to look at is the mode here. Mode means most repeated. So all that means is I need to repeat 14. Now, should it go on the left or the right is the question. Well, since 10 is our median, 14 is bigger. So 14 has to go on the right-hand side of 10 because it's the bigger side. I have to repeat it twice because in order for it to be the mode, it has to be repeated, okay? The last thing, this is the most difficult thing, this one's more of like a challenge, is the mean. So if you remember to find the mean, we add them all up and divide by how many numbers there are. In this case, we have 5 values. So we would total everything up and then we divide by 5. The problem is we don't know what these two are, but we do know that when I do that, I get 9. So I want you to think back to your solving unit. The opposite of dividing by 5 is multiplying by 5. So I'm going to multiply by 5. So what happens is when I add them up, I should get a total of 45. Well, I already have these 3, so I'm just going to take 45 and subtract 10, subtract 14, and subtract 14 to find out what's left. So 45 minus 10 is 35, minus another 10 is 25, minus another 10 is 15, minus 8 leaves me with 7 left over. So that means these two have to be 7 when I add them together. So I could pick a variety of numbers. The only thing I need to do is make sure that these add to 7. So this is 3 and 4 could work, 2 and 5 could work, 1 and 6 could work. All of those are options, okay? So this last one, think of more as like a challenge, but I'm going to just recap. So remember when we know the median and it's in between, we just have to find that pattern. And when we know just the min and the max or just the median, you get to pick a lot of the numbers. Just make sure they go from smallest to biggest. So go ahead and write your one thing summary. My summary would be that the median is the middle, and if it, sorry, I'm writing on this, if it is between two, then find a pattern. All right, so once you write your summary, go ahead and complete page 7 in your purple packet. It's assignment 5. You then can complete your OYOS day 5, and then there is an exit slip I'm going to pass out to you, so just make sure you complete that. If you finish everything, do something quietly, but please remember that your packet should be completed by Monday. So if you're missing parts of your purple packet, please make sure you do as much of it as you can. There's also a review video posted if you need some assistance with those that you could complete. So just a reminder that during work time, we are remaining seated. We are in a calm working environment so that everyone has the chance to work. And just again, try your best and ask for help. If somebody is able to help you, they will. If not, you can wait and skip that problem that you need help on until Monday. Have a good weekend.